Okay, thanks so much, Robbie. This has been fantastic. Feel free to hang out with us or dive off, whatever you want to do. Completely up to you.
Great, thank you all.
Thanks, take care. Okay, is it Jovan or Jovan? Am I saying your name right?
Okay, excuse me. Yes, it's Jovan.
Jovan. Okay, I was right the first time. Okay, the mic is yours, sir. Feel free to dive in, jump ahead.
Right. Well, thank you all for inviting us out for this opportunity to speak about some open opportunities that we have with EDSI. EDSI stands for Educational Data Systems Incorporated. We are a workforce development and consulting company. If you have used any workforce services across the city of Philadelphia, you may have interacted with some of our staff members inside of a career link or in any other space where you can get some help moving forward to the next step in your life. What we are looking for are people who are really passionate about helping other people. So if you have a passion or a skill or a gift in the helping areas, EDSI may be a good fit for you. We do have some core values and we call them show up, smile, and support. So if you feel like you can do those three things, you really may be a good fit for us because we're really trying to make an impact on the local communities where we are. Although EDSI is a nationwide company, we do keep a local feel where we are located. You can find a lot of information about our organization, our core values, what we believe in, and the type of people that we're looking to partner with on our careers page. That's at edsi-solutions.com/careers. I placed that link over in the chat already. Just a little bit more about the company. We are a B certified corporation, meaning that we try to live up to some very high standards when it comes to our performance to those people who we are servicing, being transparent and accountability. Here are some benefits for all jobs, including the ones that I'm going to speak to you about today. So we have a flex tour program. We believe in a work-life balance prior to the pandemic and even through the pandemic and in the situations that we are in now. So our flex tour programs allows our employees to be off bi-weekly on a Monday or a Friday. That's in addition to paid time that you will be accumulating, health insurance, dental insurance, vision, flexible spending accounts, 401k, and our employee assistance program. We also have the financial well-being app, take leaves of absences. I know this happens a lot. People's life may happen and you may need to pause. We are a company that's very friendly to that. Life insurance, tuition assistance. There's 9 paid holidays and 1 floating holiday, so a total of 10 holidays per year. And we also have a pretty generous bereavement leave policy as well. There's also a lot of videos here where you can find out more about the company. You can hear from our chief servant leader, who we call our CEO. His name is Kevin Sneeders. This is this middle video here, and you can hear his take on show up, smile, and support there as well. And then our interview process. So you will start here on our website. You would submit your resume and your application here. If it is a match, someone will reach out to you for a first interview to kind of see if you are a culture fit for the organization. They also will administer something called the AccuMax Index to kind of see how we can work with you and how you can work with us. If you get through that phase, then you get a second interview, and that typically would be in person, but more recently has been online, actually with the management from the specific program that you would be applying to. And then any leadership roles, we do have a third level where there's an internal committee that you have to meet with in order to get their approval to step into any of our leadership roles. So I'm going to stop sharing really quickly, and I'm going to pull up the actual job descriptions. We are hiring right now for 4 openings. Those openings would be a youth work experience coordinator. We have 2 youth advocate positions available, and there is also an employment and, not an employment, there is an enrollment and intake specialist job that is available. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm actually want to pull up those job descriptions, go over what the expectations are for those roles, and then I'll open it up for any questions that you may have for me about the open roles here. So let me share my screen again. And I will actually start with our youth advocate role. We are actively interviewing for all 4 of these positions. So if you are interested after today's presentation, please be sure to apply sooner rather than later. And our friends over at Drexel, you can connect with them and they can get your information to me directly, and I can kind of move the process forward if you express some interest today. So our youth advocate role is going to be located in our E3 center. E3 is a youth program that services individuals between the ages of 16 and 24 years old. So you have to have a passion of working with college age young people. I tell this to anyone who's asking about jobs over in youth services. If you're not passionate about working with this population, this is probably not, this is not the appropriate role for you. There are other roles within EDSI that works exclusively with more adult populations, but these young people are actually young adults, college age people. So if you have a passion with working with them, definitely apply for this. And the youth advocate is a traditional case manager role. So you can think of it that way. We're asking that whomever steps into this role is able to provide support and assistance to our participants. Anything that's related to career exploration, job readiness, work exposure, setting them up to earn a high school diploma, gaining employment or retaining employment, helping them get into college training programs. And you have to be an organized person that can juggle several things at once. So just think about a typical day would be you actually meeting with young people, completing paperwork with them to actually enroll them in the program. Once they're enrolled in the program, you're going to be helping them meet the goals that they sit down with you to create. They may have an education goal, they may have an employment goal, or they may have some type of empowerment goal. And that's what the 3 E's in E3 stands for. So we're asking that you're able to build relationships out in the community. So it's a very community focused position so that we can actually identify people who are qualified for the program. Focus our recruitment efforts in Southwest Philly right now. That's one area that we're looking to focus on. It's kind of like a service desert in Southwest Philly. So we're trying to bring services there for the participants. Work with our intake staff to complete eligibility and enrollment for those participants. You're going to provide individualized basic skills assessments to kind of find out what their career interests are, what their abilities are, if they have any experience. And, they may have some personal goals that they want to help. This role will actually sit with the participant to create something called an individual service strategy that will guide how the program interacts with the participant from the time they enter until the time they actually exit. And that's usually just setting some SMART goals with the participant and making sure they're getting connected to the services that we can offer in the program. Build one-on-one relationships with the participants. That includes, reaching out to them in the morning. Hey, you have to come in for GD class or log in for class, or, we have a work assignment for you. Coordinate with our literacy partners so that they're actually making progress towards actually earning their high school diploma. Work with our work experience coordinator, which is another role that I'm going to be talking about shortly, to match them with appropriate work sites or internship sites. Provide comprehensive case management and follow-up just to make sure that the participant is reaching their goals and we're actually reaching our goals as the program as well. Some people come to us and, we're a great fit for them, but they may have some needs that we can't meet in-house. So we need you to be able to provide referrals outside of what we can offer to other community service or social service agencies as needed. And also, this is a very big one. We need somebody who is organized and can enter data into a system of record. If we don't enter information to that system and we provide all these services, it's like it never happened. So we need somebody who can stay on top of those things and have some data entry skills. The system of record for our E3 services is a system called Pyramid, or ETO. That stands for Efforts to Outcome. And that's Philadelphia Youth Network System of Record. They are the funder for this program. So we have to remain compliant with their needs. Then you will provide regular updates to the program manager for the role, then also participate in some required professional development for case managers so that you're providing the best service to the participants. We're looking for individuals who have a bachelor's degree in any of these areas. This is highly negotiable. I know there's people who may have an associate's degree and they have years of experience in case management or interacting with people. All those things can be taken into account. Preferably some experience working with young adults, some experience working with people with developmental disabilities, and also a comfort level with working with criminal justice involved youth. Our caseloads here, we get a lot of referrals from the Philadelphia Defenders Association, from the DA's office. So comfortability of working with all populations there. And again, an organized person who can follow up and good communication skills. So I'm going to jump right into the very next role here. Share again. And that role is going to be our enrollment and quality assurance specialist. This role here is a key position in the program because this person is like at the center of what's happening in the center and connecting all the pieces of a person actually getting into the program and being successful. So we're asking that this person will be able to provide outreach, intake, eligibility, orientation, data entry, and quality assurance services for the program here. This role will support our youth advocates with phone, text, and email outreach to youth populations in Southwest Philly and in other areas that we've identified. You need to be familiar with our eligibility criteria, including packet and application submissions and income verifications, and making sure that we're remaining compliant with PYN's eligibility requirements for this program. And we're looking for someone who can assist with, this won't be your main role, but can assist with and adjust our social media content so that we're actually reaching the appropriate young people. In addition to reaching those young people, maybe reaching out to their family members, grandparents, their extended networks of people who can connect eligible participants to our program. You'll also be responsible for scheduling the intake and program benefits orientations in the office and also virtually. So you do need a comfort level on Zoom or Microsoft Teams to complete those tasks. Facilitate our orientation sessions and be energetic with doing it and kind of have the people excited about enrolling into the program and entering all of this eligibility information in a timely fashion. So not just sitting on it because we have it, but getting it in a timely fashion. And then also being, I guess, knowledgeable enough of services throughout the city that if that person is not a good fit for us, that you can refer them out to another program that will be a good fit for them. Build professional one-on-one relationships with the participants. Perform proactive outreach and follow-up with participant pipeline to ensure that they successfully enroll. So you may need to call them, you may need to send emails, you may need to reach out to people who you saw, but they never came back again with the information, to reach out to them and communicate with them as well. Again, data entry into the system of record. This one here is very big. I said this is like a key holder role. We provide a lot of supportive services that actually have a financial benefit to them. So this person will be supporting the program manager in distributing those things like TransPasses, weekly stipends, checks from the work experience site. So we need someone who can handle those type of roles as well. And I'm going to stop sharing again, and I'll go to our last role here, and that is our youth work experience coordinator. The youth work experience coordinator is a leadership role. This person will be out in the employer community, actually seeking to develop internship sites for our participants. So we're looking for someone that can creatively develop and implement paid work experiences and job opportunities across various industries. They call them high priority occupations. Those are usually customer service, manufacturing, IT, entrepreneurship, construction. So we're looking at, you can build relationships with local businesses and connect their talent strategies to our need to place people in paid work experiences and also direct placement opportunities. So working with the employer to see, hey, after this opportunity is done for the participant, is there a chance for them to actually be hired? We're looking for someone who is creative enough to market these training initiatives and secure work experiences for the participants. Someone who can speak to employers and guide them through what their responsibilities are to our participant and vice versa, and completing work site agreements with them as well. You'll also be screening the active participants and placing them into the appropriate work experience and actually finding something that that youth is actually interested in doing, not just something because we have a relationship with Fed business. Participant may not be interested in that. So this does take you working one-on-one with the participant and really finding out who they are. Then also working with our business services team across the EDSI to kind of source and work with already established business partners that we have. You're going to be conducting regular check-ins with the employer. So doing site visits, Zoom calls, just to make sure that things are going well and to mitigate any challenges or issues that may arrive and collect evaluations from them. Working with the youth advocates to match their caseload of participants with the appropriate opportunity, and communicating with the work site and job opportunities to the entire team every week. So keeping the entire team abreast of what's happening in the world of internships and how that is going. We need someone who is probably keen enough to identify and evaluate methods of where we can actually improve and make those recommendations to the program manager. And you will also be tracking and documenting all of your contacts, all of your efforts, all the worksite agreements, and ETO as well. Again, that's Philadelphia Youth Network System of Record. They are the funder for this program and provide regular updates to the youth manager and also attend those professional learning communities so that you can become better as a work experience coordinator. Again, education, bachelor's degree. Again, we do take experience into consideration as well. So I can stop sharing completely there. Does anyone have any questions for me about EDSI, about those available roles? I can try to answer those as best as I possibly can.
So you mentioned that Philadelphia Youth Network is one of the key funders of this work. Are these roles grant funded and therefore have a limited time horizon attached?
So this is a 3-year project, but I can preface that within EDSI is not a contract, we're not on the contract. We just have the contract to deliver these services. So I'll use myself as an example. I've been with EDSI for almost 6 years. I've had exponential growth in my time here. Currently, I'm serving as the regional manager for youth services, so all of Southeast PA, our Chester County, Delaware County, Montgomery County. I've probably worked on several projects and I haven't lost my job over that time. I've worked on pilot projects where it was an 18-month project and that came to an end. When that came to an end, I moved on to somewhere else within EDSI. So there's a lot of growth opportunities here. When I started here about 6 years ago, the company had maybe 600 employees. The company is now up to 900 employees in 13 different states. I've actually had an opportunity to go and set up new programs in those states as well. So there's a lot of growth opportunities. You can show up, you can smile, if you can support, and you can live out our core values. Sky really is the limit here for you. That's kind of why we go through that 1, 2, 3-step process of interviewing to see if you're actually a good fit for the organization. If you're a good fit for the organization, again, you can really kind of write your own ticket. And just because you're on a project that is a 3-year, 2-year, 18-month, 6-month, that doesn't mean you're going to lose your job at the end of that project.
Okay. And Tyreek had a question. I'm 21. Would I be considered for this position? So absolutely, we can't discriminate by age. But if you could speak more, maybe to it might shed some light on the confusion between the work of the role as opposed to the age of the candidate who might be applying for the role.
Absolutely. So for all of our youth services program, and the E3 program is just one of those programs. We have another youth program that we run out of here. There are age requirements set forth by the funder. So the participant for the program who are receiving the services, they have to be between 16 and 24. But as an employee, as long as you're eligible and all that good stuff, you can apply for the job and assume the role.
Okay, great. Charles, you took yourself off mute. Was that with intention for a question? Going once, twice, thrice? Okay, I think so. All right. Any other questions, folks?
Pay range for these jobs are $45K to $50K, full-time jobs with benefits. Outlined all those nice benefits I spoke about up front. I'm a big fan of the Flex Tour program. I flex every other Monday. So every other Monday, I'm off work. That gives me an opportunity to take my doctor's appointments or just stay in the bed and not do anything on that day. So that is a great benefit that I enjoy working here. If you are interested in not only the youth services roles, but any of the other roles that you see on the website that are here in Philadelphia or in Southeast PA, just let our Drexel friends know and we can get you connected to those sooner. So I'm just speaking about those 4 positions. There are other opportunities in EDSI in the area as well. I know that our friends over at the PA Career Link, we have a contract there called System-Wide Services. So they provide all of the workshops, all of the business services for the PA Career Link. They have several open roles there as well. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to apply for them and I can get you connected sooner rather than later for those as well.
Let me ask about the application process. You said that there was like a personality or a trait assessment. Help me understand. Did I miss something? Or
so not necessarily a personality test. We have something here called AccuMax Index. You may have taken Myers-Briggs, but it's a little different than Myers-Briggs. So everyone who works for us has an AI profile. It sits on your desk, and what that AI profile lets me as a leader and maybe people as colleagues understand how people work best. I know I'm a person who, I send an email out. I kind of expect you to reply to me, not immediately, but sooner rather than later. That may not be your work style. You may need to read the email, sit with it for a moment, understand the information that I placed in there. Then you can reply. So that allows me to understand, hey, Brenda is not that kind of person. Let me give her some space so that she can digest this information and then we can have a better conversation about what I'm asking her to do. So it's 4 different drives on there. You have high drives, you have low drives, you have stuff that you absolutely need in the workspace or stuff that you want or stuff that you like. So it's a tool for us to actually do the work that we do better and more efficient.
I was on mute, my bad. That helps me. Thank you. All right. How else we doing? Thanks for newly joining folk on the iPhone. Anyone else have any remaining questions for Jovan around the EDSI opportunities? Feel free to go ahead and ask either in the chat or take yourself off mute at this point. And you can go ahead and ask directly. Just as a recap, EDSI is hiring for a ton of different roles. If you need help getting your resume, your cover letter together, please reach out to us either directly through email or I put the link in the chat for you to get your resume spit, shine, polished. We do interview prep as well, so you can get ready for those opportunities. Okay, so that's another thing too. So I put that in the chat, that's there for you. If you want to apply to multiple opportunities, like Jovan said, you can either reach out to us directly at EFLC Dornsife Center at drexel.edu. I threw that in the chat. It's another way to engage with you, okay? And Jovan, thank you so much for dropping your email in the chat. You need help with your cover letter or resume, I'm gonna put this in the chat one more time. We had some new friends join us. Go ahead and click on the link that I just threw in the chat. I'll do it again.
Thank you.
And if you're missing anything, you can always just directly email us. The cool part about career services is that it's in person, over the phone, or online. So come get it while it's hot, okay? While it's still here to help you. And that's getting your resume done. It's getting your cover letter done, interview prep, and also job search. And yes, I know you're not Brenda, because I know who Brenda Lewis is. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, this is Sandy. My name is Sandy King. And my question you answered, you said that you were going to put in the chat all the contact information that we would need to apply for several other positions. And I thank you so much. This has been a fabulous opportunity for folks that are out there. So again, I thank you so much.
Absolutely, that's why we're here. I'm gonna put, Jovan, I'm gonna put your website again in the chat. I'm gonna put Let's Rally in the chat again, in case anyone missed or you had to join a little bit late. Just scroll up. It's letsrally.com. No apostrophe on Let's Rally, right? Letsrally.com. And definitely, if you missed anything, go ahead and email us and we will take care of you. Okay. Jovan, thank you so much for your time. A couple of shout outs to wrap us and close us. Again, let us help you get your resume together, y'all. Don't go in there sloppy. Let us help you get it together. Okay. We're absolutely here to help you. Please follow us on social media to keep engaged with us. We do career workshops. We do a total of 4 different employment opportunities each month. So if you're looking for work or you know someone looking for work, come and engage with us again. We're on Insta and we're on Facebook routinely. Okay, so please connect with us on socials. If you are interested in our entrepreneurship work, Joe just put in the chat the Big Ideas group that meets every month. Come and join us. All of our programs are absolutely free to you. Do as much or as little as you need. Okay, and you said it was Sandy. Did I get that right? Okay, Sandy is actually in our physical computer lab right now.
Yes, ma'am.
There, so I can tell from the background. And I saw Miss Brenda walking around in there too.
Oh, yes.
So yes, so the computer lab is open from 10 until 5 o'clock every day, and we're looking at expanding those hours through some existing, through some community partnerships as well. So keep on the things that we're doing. Come learn how to use a computer, because if you don't know how to use a computer, those jobs where you're not touching a computer are going away, y'all. So come get used to it, get practiced in it, so that your employment opportunities are even more robust. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for coming. I'm going to stop recording at this point. We're going to dive off